Good morning, children. Welcome to the EVS 2 class. So, children, we are doing chapter number 1, which is representing the earth. So, children, you remember what we were doing in the last class? Even if you don't, let me just give you a quick recap of what we were doing. So, children, please take out your textbook of EVS 2, which is page number. Yes, it's page number, it's page number 9. So children, take out page number 9, and in page number 9 you can see features of latitudes and longitudes, which we did in the last class. And what are the features of latitudes and longitudes? First feature of latitude was depth. They are drawn horizontally on a map. Second, they form complete circles except at the two poles. Third, they are parallel lines. Fourth, they decrease in diameter from the equator towards the poles. Then longitudes, features of longitudes are drawn vertically on a map, meet at the poles, are closest to each other at the poles and farthest apart at the equator. Okay children, then we studied about the relationship between latitudes and sunlight. And what did we study? That the polar circles receive very little sunlight, the tropics receive more sunlight than the polar circles, and the equator receives the most sunlight. So children, now we'll proceed with our next topic, which is about time difference and standard time. You can see, all of you take out page number 10, take out page number 10, and you can see there it's given, two paragraphs are given, and they give us the concept of two important concept, that is time difference and standard time. But before going to that concept, let me read a short paragraph which is there, okay, which is there. All of you take out your book and you will see the paragraph starts from Mr. J, a person. Now Mr. Jain lives in Pune. He wants to call up his cousin who lives in the United Kingdom. Before he calls, he checks his watch to calculate what time it's in London. He does not do this before calling his sister in Jaipur. Now, a very interesting example is given, children, of Mr. Jain who lives in Pune. Where is Pune? Pune is in Maharashtra. And he wants to call up his cousin who lives in the United Kingdom. Now, he wants to talk to his cousin who lives in the United Kingdom. And before he calls his cousin, he checks his watch. Before calling his cousin, he checks his watch to calculate what time it is in London. Okay, children? And why he does this, we'll study. But he does not do this before calling his sister in Jaipur. And while he wants to talk to his sister who is staying in Jaipur, which is the capital of Rajasthan, okay, and it's also a city in India only. So before he calling his sister in Jaipur, he does not do this. He does not check the time. But before calling his cousin in United Kingdom, he checks his time. He checks the time. And why he does this, we'll study in the next topic. Okay. So children, you can see why does he need to do this. So why he does this? He needs to do this because of the following reasons. Now, he needs to do this. That means he needs to check the time because of the following two main reasons. What are the two main reasons? One is given as time difference and one is given as standard time. So, he does this because of two main things. One is the time difference and one is standard time. I believe these two words you are getting for the first time: time difference and standard time. Now, what exactly are time difference and standard time? Time difference. Every country in the world uses a specific longitude to calculate the time for the people living there. The time for different countries is measured relative to the Greenwich Mean Time. It's commonly called GMT. Now, time difference, what does time difference mean? So, children, every country in the world uses a specific longitude. Okay, children? In every country, one longitude is taken. Okay, there are many longitudes which passes through a country, but in every country one longitude is taken as a specific longitude to calculate the time for the people living there. For one country, one longitude. India also has a longitude, okay, and that longitude passes through Allahabad, okay, which is in UP, Allahabad, okay. That longitude passes through Allahabad. So children, for every country there is a specific longitude, and the time of that longitude, of that particular longitude, is the time of that country. So the time for different countries is measured relative to the Greenwich Mean Time. It's commonly called GMT. So the time for different countries is measured in accordance with the Greenwich Mean Time. Now Greenwich Mean Time is the time which is followed by the people all over the world, because Greenwich, you know, it's the longitude. Prime meridian passes through Greenwich, and prime meridian, the time of prime meridian, which is also called Greenwich Mean Time, is followed all over the world. It's the longitude, the prime meridian, you know, remember, prime meridian is a longitude, and the longitude and the time of prime meridian, okay, because it's also called, we know the other name of prime meridian is Greenwich, because it passes through the place Greenwich, okay, and the time of that prime meridian is called the Greenwich Mean Time, and it's the standard time for all the countries all over the world, okay children. So next we have standard time. Come to standard time. Now what is standard time? The time is different for different meridians. A country like India has many meridians, so places on different meridians would be at different times. To avoid confusion, we have a standard time. A standard time is decided on the basis of a centrally located meridian of a region. So next topic we come, children, is of standard time. Now what is the standard time? The time is different for different meridians. Each longitude, not latitude, okay children, remember one thing, times of not of latitude but longitude is taken. The time is different for different meridians, that means different longitude. Each longitude has different times. For a country like India, now in India also many longitude passes, but only the longitude, the meridian, the time of one meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. So places on different meridians would be at different times. So all the places where the meridian passes, now India has many meridians, okay, many longitude passing. So for each place the longitudes which are passing will have different times. In order to avoid confusion, only one standard meridian is taken, and the time of that standard meridian is taken as the standard time. So in India also we have only one standard time of one standard meridian which passes to Allahabad, and it's the 82.5 degree. If you have your map, open your map children, open the map of India, you will see the 82.5 degree longitude, okay, it passes through Allahabad, okay, and that is the standard time which is followed in India. And you will find in India many meridians, many longitudes are passing, but only the longitude that is which is the degree of 82.5 degree and which passes through Allahabad is taken as the standard time, okay children. So as standard time is decided on the basis of a centrally located meridian of a region. So in order to avoid confusion, a standard time is taken. Otherwise, in a country, in a particular country, there will be different times and there will be lot of confusion. So in order to avoid confusion, one country has one standard time. So children, we shall stop till here. We have come to the end of the lesson. So turn to page number next page, that is page number 11, you see there it's given, the map of the world is given, okay, and different standard times around the world is shown, like whatever the time of Greenwich it is there. What is the time of India? It's, if suppose it's 12 o'clock at night in Greenwich, okay, then it's given there in India, you can see GMT is shown plus 5.5 hours. That means the time from Greenwich Mean Time, India will be 5.5 hours ahead. So plus means it will be ahead. So suppose if it's 12 o'clock night at the Greenwich Mean Time, okay, in Greenwich, in the place of Greenwich, if it's 12 o'clock at night, then India will be plus 5.5 hours ahead. That means 5:30 a.m. in the morning, okay. So many places are shown in Africa, South America. Then -5, -8 is shown. That means suppose in Greenwich it's 12 o'clock at night, then -5 will be what, 5 p.m. in the evening. So some countries will be the time will be ahead of Greenwich, so they have plus, they show plus signs. Sometimes some countries will have times which is at the back of Greenwich, okay, means their time is behind Greenwich, okay, their time is behind Greenwich. So children, remember one thing, each and every country has one standard meridian for which the standard time is calculated, and it's calculated in relative to the Greenwich Mean Time, to that standard meridian, prime meridian, okay. Each country has one meridian, which is the standard time of that country, and for the whole world, for the countries of the whole world, the standard meridian is prime meridian. And the time of that prime meridian, that is Greenwich Mean Time, it's the name, okay, given to the time of Greenwich. It's the standard time on the basis of which the standard time of the whole world is calculated. So children, we'll stop till here. In the next class, we will discuss the workbook. I hope you have understood till here. In the next class, after the discussion of workbook, I'll again give a recap of this lesson. So children, thank you. Tomorrow, be ready with your workbooks. Have a wonderful day ahead.